Okay, let's see if we can make sense of assignment 6 together so that you can do it on your own come test time. So we'll start with number 16. Use the information given in the diagram to write a plan for proving that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay, so thinking ahead, how can we get to the place where we can show angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent? Well, let's just start with what we have and see where that leads us. So we have enough information to say that triangle EAB is congruent to triangle EDC, all right, by the angle side postulate. Angle side. Two angles of one triangle congruent to two angles of another triangle and a non-included side. So the angle side theorem says that these two triangles are congruent. Now, because those two triangles are congruent, I know that this angle here is congruent to this angle here. Okay, because corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Now notice, angle 1 and this angle ABE are a linear pair, they're supplementary, and so are these two angles, they're supplementary. So angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary to the same angle measurement. So that means angle 1 and angle 2 must be congruent. For example, let's say this angle is 100 degrees. The two together are 180, so you take 100 from 180 and you have 80. 100 from 180 and you have 80. So that's one example of why 1 and 2 are congruent. So we proved that the triangles are congruent by angle side. Then we showed that corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, and angle 1 and 2 are supplementary to those angles, so angle 1 and 2 must be congruent. All right, looking at number 17, again, we want to prove that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. Let's work with what we have and see where it takes us. So we've got an angle, for triangle STR and QTP, it's given we have an angle and a side congruent. So we need to either be able to show another side's congruent or another angle's congruent. Looking at it, there's no way we can show that we have a pair of corresponding sides are congruent, but we do have vertical angles congruent here. Okay, so noting that, we can say that triangle STR and QTP are congruent by the angle side angle postulate. Angle side angle, angle side angle. All right. Now that doesn't get us to anywhere, we're still not where we need to be to show that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. So let's think about this. Angle 1 and angle 2 are in triangle STP and RTQ. So let's see if we can show that those triangles are congruent, maybe using some of what we've done already. Well, I know that if these two triangles are congruent, then segment PT and RT are congruent. Okay, and I've got another pair of vertical angles congruent. So I could say by side angle side, that triangle PTS and RTQ are congruent. That allows me to say that angle 1 and angle 2, they're corresponding parts, so they are congruent. So that's number 16 and number 17.